Okay, it's late and dark, I know, but I just finished watching Tangled, and let's use this as an example of what toxic people and emotionally abusive people do to your life. So first off, we start to move the movie, and we see that Mother Gothel is making like sly comments at Rapunzel, telling her how dumb she is or how unpretty she is. And these might seem comedic in the time, but you realize that these small nitpicky things that Mother Goth will say is all there to break down Rapunzel's self-image. Because if Rapunzel doesn't know she can be treated better, she wouldn't be looking for something like that, and that is part of why Mother Gothel also isolates her. Like you see her hiding Pascal because Mother Gothel would inevitably just disagree with the friendship type situation they have, because believe it or not, Pascal treats Rapunzel better than Mother Gothel does. And if Rapunzel is ever able to see this, then why would she stay with Mother Gothel? Anyway, we move on to see that Mother Gothel tries to isolate Rapunzel further by saying that she is the only one that can keep Rapunzel safe, and that she's the only one who can protect her from the outside world that's so mean and scary. And she totally misrepresents the world just to keep Rapunzel further isolated. And these are all things these are all things Mother Gothel does so that she can control Rapunzel, because that is ultimately the goal of being rude, but not, excuse me, being rude, being dismissive, being a really bad mother in this case, because Mother Gothel just wants to control Rapunzel and her magic hair. You can even see it in the way Mother Gothel dismisses. I mentioned this, but you can see it in the way Mother Gothel dismisses Rapunzel's dreams of seeing the lanterns. And the movie goes on. Rapunzel meets Flynn, Eugene, whatever, and she sees that there are people out there that treat her better than Mother Gothel, and Mother Gothel isn't the all end. And Mother Gothel likes painting this picture that she loves Rapunzel and she's protecting Rapunzel, and she's the only one that can do that. Because if Rapunzel, like I've said it many times, but if Rapunzel sees that someone can treat her better, she'll see Mother Gothel is a horrible person and does not deserve so much control in her life. Rapunzel then finally realizes Mother Gothel is evil. Well, not evil per se. I think Disney movies like painting this picture of evil versus good, but I think in this case it's honestly a thing of normal versus emotionally abusive. And it goes on. Mother Gothel paints this picture of how Flynn is actually trying to betray Rapunzel and how he's bad for her. And Mother Gothel is just this perfect embodiment of what emotionally abusive people look like. Because as soon as Rapunzel starts realizing that there's better out there, that the world is actually better than she has tried to make the world look, Mother Gothel does everything in her power to try and prove Rapunzel wrong, to try and regain that control that she lost. And this is true to what emotionally abusive people do. They start telling you, no, this is wrong, no, your friends are wrong, no, the people you're associating with is wrong. I mean, this is what happened in my life. I was told my dreams are wrong. Um, it's quite ironic actually. When I got accepted into medical school at more than one university, it was such a big disappointment to my father, because now I wasn't obligated to stay in his house anymore. I wasn't obligated to follow his rules. I wasn't obligated to stay under his control. And the final remnant of his control is me coming to UP instead of going to Stellies. Like, that was my dream school, and he had known this, and it wasn't a new dream. Like, ever since I had decided I wanted to go to med school, I wanted to go to Stellies. But he forced me to go to UP, and that's like the last remnant of his control over my life. Because I allowed him to do that. I allowed him to dictate to which university I go to. But that was his mistake and my gain, because I was able to realize here that there are better people out there. There are people who actually care for me. There are people who treat me better than he does, and he isn't the only one that can protect me. Much like Rapunzel realized Mother Gothel isn't the only person who can protect her. Emotionally abusive people like losing their temper when they lose control over the people they're controlling, because I think the sense of control gives them a sense of stability. And I'm not justifying being emotionally abusive. Like, there's better ways to go about trying to seem stable in your life. But I honestly think it's a thing of stability. It's a thing of I am in control of where my life is heading, and the only way I can do that is by controlling other people, which is a disgusting mindset to have. Let's just say it how it is. But coming out of it, realizing and getting yourself out of that situation is a very difficult thing. And I think it is represented so good in Tangled. Like, obviously, this isn't realistic because, like, the movie happens in a span of what, 3 days? But this process will most likely take months to years to finally be set in place. But it's such a good representation because you see Rapunzel relying on Flynn to get her out of this situation. And it's not necessarily her depending on him, more of she's using him for support. And he offers his support freely, which you'll see if you get yourself out of emotionally abusive situations. People who want to help you, people who are kind, people who are nice, people who love you, will offer their help freely. And it's a difficult process. Like you can see even like when Mother Gothel falls to her death in the end of the movie, you see that Rapunzel still has this remnant of care and sympathy for Mother Gothel as she tries to reach out to her and I guess catch her, but she was too far away. And this is legit how it is. Like you realize the person is emotionally abusive. You realize they're bad for your life, but they've been in control of your life for so long that it's so difficult to let go. It's so difficult to say, screw it, I don't like this person, I don't want them in my life. That when they finally leave, you still try to hold on to them because that's all you've known. That's all you've ever known. That's the only person who's quote unquote loved you. And this is the extreme. Them dying was Mother Gothel dying was the best thing that could have ever happened to her because there's no longer this whisper in her ear saying Mother Gothel is still there, Mother Gothel is still the best thing for her. In my situation, my father didn't die, and I'm not wishing him death. Like that's not something, but I still had to overcome this thing of this whisper in my ear, this thing of he's there, he supported me, quote unquote. He supported me all my life. He's tried to give me the best that he possibly could, which wasn't the best. There's definitely better out there, and I can't say that I've let go of that because in the end, that was someone you loved. That person that controlled you is someone that you have formed a bond with. And letting go of that, even when you realize that they're bad for your life and bad for you, it's such a difficult thing. And I must give credit to Disney for displaying just how difficult it is to let go of the people who are toxic in your life. Because it really isn't as simple as saying I'm done and walking away. There's strings attached, there's emotions attached, there's feelings of betraying them because inherently you'll likely be a good person and telling someone you don't want them in your life isn't a good thing. It isn't a fun thing to do. But Rapunzel was able to do it. Mother Gothel died, which made it a bit easier on her. But I think Tangled is a really good embodiment of what emotional abuse looks like and what struggle it is to get out of a situation like that. All in all, I really think it's a really good representation of what emotional abuse looks like and how to get yourself kind of out of that situation. Definitely recommend a rewatch of that.